Welcome back, friends, to Time Rewind TV. Today, we're heading back to 1987 to revisit Predator, the legendary action classic that gave us brutal jungle warfare, an unstoppable alien hunter, and one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's most iconic roles. But nearly 4 decades later, the real stories of its unforgettable cast have taken surprising and emotional turns. Some became Hollywood legends, while others sadly left us far too soon. So get comfortable, and let's remember the cast of Predator, then and now in 2026. Richard Chavez was born in 1951 in Jacksonville, Florida. He was 35 when he played Pancho Ramirez, one of Dutch's elite commandos sent deep into the jungle on what initially looks like a dangerous but familiar rescue mission. Chavez gave Pancho the calm professionalism of a soldier who knows how to survive under pressure. But once the team realizes something invisible is hunting them, training and firepower suddenly stop being enough. Now 74, Chavez remains strongly remembered by Predator fans. Pancho worked because audiences watched a highly trained soldier slowly realize that this enemy didn't follow human rules. The jungle wasn't simply hiding the predator anymore, the entire jungle had become its hunting ground. Carl Weathers was born in 1948 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was 39 when he played Dylan, Dutch's former teammate and CIA operative whose famous arm wrestling handshake with Schwarzenegger became one of the most iconic images of 1980s action cinema. Dylan enters the jungle hiding the real purpose of the mission, creating tension with Dutch almost immediately. But when the predator begins hunting the team, their old rivalry becomes meaningless. Dylan eventually grabs a weapon and fights beside the men he deceived. Weathers later reached new generations through Happy Gilmore and The Mandalorian. He died in 2024 at age 76 from atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. Dylan remains unforgettable because beneath the lies and arguments, he was still a soldier, and when the final moment came, he chose to fight. Jesse Ventura was born in 1951 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was 35 when he played Blaine Cooper, the tobacco-chewing heavy gunner carrying an enormous minigun he affectionately called Old Painless. A former Navy SEAL and professional wrestler, Ventura already had the physical presence of someone built for Dutch's team. Bland's confidence makes his sudden death especially shocking. It is the moment the commandos realize they're facing something far beyond an ordinary enemy. Now 75, Ventura went from wrestling and Hollywood to becoming governor of Minnesota. Blaine remains a cult favorite because everything about him was excessive: the muscles, the weapon, the attitude. And if someone that tough could be taken down so easily, audiences knew everyone else was in serious trouble. Sonny Landham was born in 1941 in Canton, Georgia. He was 46 when he played Billy Soul, the team's quiet tracker and the first man who seems to sense that something unnatural is watching them from inside the jungle. While the others depend on guns and technology, Billy trusts his instincts. His growing fear tells the audience how dangerous the predator really is. Eventually, he throws away his weapon, cuts his chest, and waits alone on a bridge for one final confrontation. Landham died in 2017 at age 76 from congestive heart failure. Billy worked because he didn't need many words. One frightened look from the toughest tracker in the group could create more tension than a long speech. And when running was no longer enough, Billy chose to turn around and face the monster. Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in 1947 in Thal, Austria. He was 39 when he played Dutch, the battle-hardened leader of an elite rescue team that enters the jungle expecting human enemies and discovers something that hunts humans for sport. Dutch begins the movie surrounded by weapons and some of the toughest soldiers imaginable. By the end, nearly everything has been stripped away. Facing the predator alone, he has to replace guns with mud, traps, instinct, and pure survival. Now 79, Schwarzenegger remains one of the defining action stars of his generation. Dutch worked because Predator slowly transformed an apparently unstoppable hero into prey. When the guns stopped working, audiences finally discovered what made Dutch dangerous wasn't his muscles, it was his ability to adapt. R.G. Armstrong was born in 1917 in Pleasant Grove, Alabama. He was 69 when he played General Phillips, the military commander who sends Dutch and his team into the Central American jungle for what they're told is a rescue operation. Phillips appears briefly, but his orders launch everything that follows. Dutch believes he's entering another military mission, unaware that Dylan has hidden the real objective and that something far more dangerous is already waiting in the trees. Armstrong built a remarkable career playing tough authority figures across westerns, television, and film. He died in 2012 at age 95. General Phillips worked because he represented the familiar military world Dutch understood. Once the team entered the jungle, that familiar world disappeared completely. Shane Black was born in 1961 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was 25 when he played Hawkins, the team's radio operator and resident joker, constantly telling jokes even when nobody around him seemed particularly impressed. Hawkins becomes one of the Predator's earliest victims, and his sudden disappearance changes the movie's tone. Until then, the team still believes they can understand what they're fighting. After Hawkins is taken, that confidence begins falling apart. Now 64, Black became far more famous behind the camera, writing Lethal Weapon and later directing films including Iron Man 3 and The Predator. Hawkins is fascinating to revisit because the young commando telling bad jokes would eventually become one of Hollywood's most recognizable action screenwriters. Bill Duke was born in 1943 in Poughkeepsie, New York. He was 44 when he played Mac Elliott, Bland's close friend and one of the most intense soldiers on Dutch's team. When Blaine dies, Mac's mission stops being professional and becomes personal. Duke gave Mac some of the movie's most unsettling moments. Covered in sweat and dirt, whispering to himself while hunting an enemy he can barely see, Mac slowly becomes consumed by revenge. Now 83, Duke has built an acclaimed career as both an actor and director, and had already fought alongside Schwarzenegger in Commando. Mac worked because Duke showed what the Predator could do without even attacking. It didn't just kill soldiers, it broke their confidence, their discipline, and eventually their minds. Elpidia Carrillo was born in 1961 in Michoacán, Mexico. She was 25 when she played Anna, the guerrilla prisoner captured by Dutch's team who gradually realizes that the creature hunting them is connected to terrifying stories she has heard before. Anna becomes crucial because she understands something the soldiers initially don't. This isn't the first time the hunter has come. She also notices that the Predator ignores people who aren't carrying weapons, giving Dutch an important clue about its code. Now 65, Carrillo has continued working across American and international film and television. Anna worked because she wasn't simply someone the soldiers had to protect. She helped them understand their enemy and became one of the few people who walked out of that jungle alive. Sven-Ole Thorsen was born in 1944 in Copenhagen, Denmark. He was 42 when he made a brief appearance as a Russian officer in Predator, adding another credit to his long association with Arnold Schwarzenegger's action films. Thorsen's role was small, but his enormous physique made him a natural presence in 1980s action cinema. He later appeared alongside Schwarzenegger in movies including The Running Man, Red Heat, and Terminator 2. Now 81, Thorsen remains recognizable to dedicated action fans who enjoy spotting him across Schwarzenegger's films. His Predator appearance may be brief, but it's part of a career built around exactly the kind of larger-than-life physical presence that defined the era. Kevin Peter Hall was born in 1955 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was 32 when he stepped inside the Predator suit, transforming an alien design into one of the most terrifying hunters ever put on screen. Standing over 7 feet tall, Hall gave the creature far more than size. The deliberate movements, stalking posture, and physical confidence made the Predator feel intelligent. It wasn't simply killing Dutch's team, it was studying them, choosing them, and enjoying the hunt. Hall died tragically in 1991 at only 35 from AIDS-related pneumonia after contracting HIV from a contaminated blood transfusion. His Predator remains legendary because the performance underneath the suit gave the creature personality. Decades later, that silhouette, clicking sound, and slow movement through the jungle can still make audiences nervous. Franco Columbu was born in 1941 in Sardinia, Italy. He was 45 when he made a brief appearance as a medic in Predator. Long before the film, however, he was already famous in bodybuilding and was one of Schwarzenegger's closest friends. Columbu was a two-time Mr. Olympia champion whose friendship with Schwarzenegger stretched back to their bodybuilding days. He also made appearances in several Schwarzenegger films, making his small Predator role a fun detail for longtime fans. Columbu died in 2019 at age 78 after suffering a heart attack while swimming. His appearance may have been brief, but seeing him in Predator connects the movie to the bodybuilding world that helped launch Schwarzenegger's remarkable career. For longtime fans, that's what makes this tiny cameo worth remembering. Thanks for spending another nostalgic moment with us here at Time Rewind TV. Looking back at Predator, 1987, reminds us why this legendary action classic still thrills fans nearly 4 decades later. Which character or unforgettable scene do you remember most? Share your memories in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you again on Time Rewind TV.